Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So now I am no longer just a voice behind the screen. This is me, Crypto Anup, and thank you one more time for joining in. So from now on, I will be showing you my face time and again in my videos so that I think it might help to build this certain kind of relationship between us and also help to grow this channel. So now let's not waste any time and dive into the content right away, because today I have something very interesting to show to you all. So today I'm going to start this in a weekly time frame and bring back some of the important charts that we have talked in my previous video. For me right now, this weekly using the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve is also very important for Bitcoin, because every time when we have approached the central line, Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve 50%, right, the middle of the channel, we have found a strong resistance, not just only once, twice, but many times. And that's why when the price was approaching the central line, we said, hey, be careful, because this line was a strong line of resistance and we could also face another resistance after reaching that area. And this is what we also saw playing out with Bitcoin. But now the question here is what to expect next. Is this a sign that the price of Bitcoin is going to reverse towards the bottom of the channel, or are we going to find support in between these two Fibonacci lines? This green line, which is the Bitcoin logarithmic curve 38.20%, right? Between this line of 50 to 38.20, this is a very important line and also a decision line for Bitcoin, because if you do see another pullback and price also breaks below this green line, the 38.20 Fibonacci line, then this is a clear sign of danger, and I will be talking about the lower price target for Bitcoin. But for now, since we are still in between this line, we should be careful, but we will not be completely bearish or bullish at this current stage. I want to make this very clear, because if the trend here wants to show any sort of an impulsive movement, then this 50% Fibonacci line from this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve must be broken. So until this happens, we are expecting more of range bound type of scenario playing out for Bitcoin, and I've been very clear on this one. And not just only this, yesterday we also talked about Fibonacci extension line for Bitcoin, because according to the Fibonacci extension line, you can see the 0.382 and 0.236, these two lines, just like here with the logarithmic Fibonacci lines, are very important, because the price here, right, we have said unless we are not going to break above this 0.382, 51,891, and this central line is lying around 52,000 price range. So that's why this actually makes a lot of sense, this price target here to the upside, if the trend wants to continue, because unless the price doesn't flip this resistance into support, we are still going to monitor this as a range bound and not a possible trend duration here to the upside. And exactly the same way also to the downside, until this 0.236, which is around 42,900 line, is not going to get broken, we are also not going to talk about this bearish scenario for Bitcoin. So in between these ranges, right, we could see some more shakeout or more of a range bound type of scenario playing out for Bitcoin, and I just want you guys to be aware of that. And not just only here in a weekly, but also if you look at this in a daily time frame, in a daily we are aware, according to this CPI indicator, right now the price of Bitcoin is finding support around these CPI lines, right? That can be seen very clearly, and as long as the support of the CPI line is going to remain, the bull might still be in control, guys, even though the indicators might not agree in this one. You can see this here in a daily is a bearish MACD cross. If you look at the RSI is below 50 level. That's also a sign of weakness clearly. And T3CCI also in a negative territory. So indicators are clearly showing some weakness at this current stage here in a daily time frame, but the CPI lines are going to be there acting as a strong line of support. So right now, as you can also see, the top CPI line, which is around 46,000, is holding the price of Bitcoin, and to the downside, the central CPI line and the bottom CPI line 45,000, 43,900, these three are our strongest line of support for Bitcoin in this daily time frame, along with this 50 exponential moving average, because we want the price at any cost, if we do see any sort of a pullback again, to remain above this moving averages, because breaking this 50 exponential moving average will also trigger another bearish scenario for Bitcoin, and that is not what we want to happen at this current stage. But right now, if we look at this in a smaller time frame is flashing some different story. Let me show you that. So in a 4-hour time frame, what I want you guys to understand, the price here was heading in this manner. I mean, forming this higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern type of scenario. This here is lower lows, right? But if this trend here start this rally here to the downside, right, then what we want is a clear trend direction. I mean, if this trend has now formed another movement in this manner, then we also want to see some sort of an impulsive move to play out for Bitcoin at this current stage, because in a 4-hour time frame we can clearly see the price here might be starting this new trend in this manner. If this is going to be more of a pull back and price moving here in this manner, I will be absolutely fine with this kind of price movement as well, because we know this range bound type of scenario is what we are also expecting, because there are strong line of resistance to the upside and also strong line of resistance to the downside. So as long as this resistance line is not going to get broken, or the support line is not going to get broken, we are going to be neutral and also monitor this price movement more in a range bound type of scenario. But if I show you same scenario in a smaller time frame, I mean switch this 4-hour into hourly, then this here is a clear sign of weakness. If we look at this price movement here in an hourly time frame, you can see very interesting scenario unfolding. I mean, yesterday we did talk about this symmetrical triangle type of scenario that was playing out for Bitcoin. You can see it showed it might see a breakout, and all of a sudden we are witnessing this price pullback type of scenario. And I also said in most of the cases this breakout has led to another pullback type of scenario, liquidating the longs and then again slowly trying to break it to the upside. And this exact scenario is also what we are witnessing right now, could be playing out for Bitcoin. So what to expect next to happen? If this trend is going to continue, first we know this falling trend line, right, is going to be one strong line of support which acted as a resistance, right? You can see here. So if the price does find support at this falling trend line, that should be fine. But if we also break below this falling trend line, then our focus, right, is going to be all around this price range. I think I showed you on my yesterday's video, right? If this trend is going to continue, then our focus is going to be somewhere around this price range of 43,000 first, right? And the one with the symmetrical triangle from where it started breaking to the downside. So this target here, right? So if this is going to happen, then you can see 41,000 price range could be on the line, and also 43,500 in the immediate short term for Bitcoin. But for that to happen, you know, we have to break CPR lines, right? And also break out of this support from this 50 exponential moving average. So for this lower price target to happen or to follow, we have to break out of this important line of support. So that's why be careful. This shakeout could actually end somewhere around this falling trend line according to my analysis. So let's see how these scenarios are going to play out in the immediate short term and also in the upcoming days for Bitcoin. So guys, these are some of the scenarios I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.